All right, everyone. It's that time again, Thursday night, Thirsty Thursday, and time for our next Hometown Hammer. Just wanted to let you guys know that this individual is someone new to our network. So I'm very excited to introduce him. He's actually our first individual to join us from the state of Vermont. So I'm very excited to jump into all that. But before I do, just remember to like and subscribe all your AHTV channels. And remember to get your merch from threadlesshtv.com. All right, everyone. So now I'm going to jump in and introduce Dave. And go easy on him, all right? This is his first time out on the network. So without further ado, here comes Dave. Dave, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, Katie? Hi, everybody.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. I see everyone starting to come into the chat room. Hey, James. People from London, here in the U.S. Hey, Darren. So I actually found you through one of our channel sites where we had to introduce where we were from, and I caught your name. And I was excited because we don't have anyone on the network that is from Vermont. So just jump in and tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how they can find you on social media if you want followers, or just kind of go into maybe how you became a West Ham fan.
Sure. I am Dave. I live in Moortown, Vermont, a tiny little town of about 1,700 people, right smack in the middle of the state, up near the ski areas and near the state capital of Montpelier. I live up here with my wife and 2 kids and dogs on the side of a mountain, and it's just cold and wonderful half of the year and green and sunny and wonderful the rest of the year. And I'm a huge football fan. I have been all my life. I grew up in Connecticut playing as a kid. Crossed over to the dark side and played rugby through high school and college. And now as an adult, a couple of years ago, founded an adult pickup game here in the Mad River Valley in Vermont that's been going on for about 4 years now, indoors and outdoors, and it's a total blast. And that's how I get my soccer fix myself, in addition to enjoying my beloved Hammers whenever I can. It's just...
Yeah, wow, you really did go to the dark side, but I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, it's great.
So when you watch games, are you watching them at home, or is there a group of
Yeah, just me and sometimes my wife and kids and whatever pets are around. But I've recently got one of my closest friends kind of turned on to the whole Premier League thing, within the advent of COVID, with so many more games on TV, people are starting to discover it more, which is kind of the downside, the upside to COVID is, we're getting more exposure on TV with so many more games being broadcast in the States, which is great. So I'm trying to drag some more people into it, but
it's been really great having it on NBCSN. Now that it's moved to Peacock, it's a little bit hard. You have to have Peacock to watch it.
Right.
But
good $6 investment, though. I'm enjoying Peacock so far.
Yeah. James says it beats East London. Their weather, I guess, is cold and rainy at this point. James, I don't envy you at all. Although today it feels like a day in East London here in Philadelphia. So it's great that you have your family and your pets watching along with you. We haven't been able to go down to the city here to be able to see everyone, which has been sad, obviously, due to COVID. But yes, I do make my pets watch West Ham with me, and they are diehard fans as well. So about how many years ago would you say you became an official West Ham fan?
Well, my grandmother, my Nana, who I love very much, my mom's mother, she was from London. She grew up actually in the Tottenham Court Road area. And yes, she was a Spurs fan growing up, as was a lot of her family. It's interesting, it being my family being 100% Jewish. We're all Spurs fans growing up once upon a time. But at some point there was a split, and there became a West Ham faction in the family. And my grandmother grew up there and moved to the United States when she met my grandfather during the war in London, and they settled in New Jersey, and her family was here. But as each of the grandkids got old enough to kind of behave themselves and have good manners, she would take us on a trip over to meet her family and do the tourist thing for a few weeks. So when I was 11 years old in 1983, I got to go with my Nana to England for 2 weeks, and we stayed in a hotel in Russell Square in London and met various members of her family and just did the tourist thing of museums and all kinds of other cool stuff. And I had a much older cousin who's like my mom's age, took me to a game at the Bowling Ground in November of 1983, and I've been hooked ever since.
Wow. Yeah. 1983. I can't imagine. I mean, I would have given anything to see.
Every once in a while, I go back and look at the team sheet, and it's, it's Phil Parks and it's Alvin Martin and Ray Stewart and Tony Cotty. And the thing about that game, which was interesting, the one game that I went to was against Ipswich Town, and the big hero that day was not one of the hugest heroes in Hammer history, but Dave Swindlehurst scored 2 goals for a 2-1 victory. But it was really just a magical day. I remember it being really dark and rainy, and the stadium just being people jam-packed everywhere. And they only gave me a ginger beer and a pie, but I was singing Bubbles with the rest of them, and it was completely unforgettable at 11 years old.
Oh my God, that sounds like a great day.
Yeah, it's quite a memory. I'll never forget it, and I hope to get back soon to the big stadium now.
Yeah, you will be shocked when you go into the stadium, I'm sure. It is humongous. I was even in awe just going there. But yeah, it's hard. So we try to make a little bit of London Stadium here at home in Philadelphia. Yeah, Mark, I miss you. Hopefully we can get together this weekend. Praying for that. So get on it. It looks like Kieran wanted to know if your real name's Rodney.
Nope, sorry.
No idea, Kieran. But
I used to work in high school where the kids all used to call me Jack Black because on a chubby day we look a heck of a lot alike, but never Rodney. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. We need to change our name at the bottom to Dave Jack Black. So you've been to Berlin. Is that the only ground that you've been to? You just were there that one time? Yeah,
that's it. I've been stuck here mostly in the United States ever since, with a few little side trips. But
we gotta get you back.
I know it's something to work toward. I've got in the future for sure. I definitely want to get back to England. For sure. I've still got some family sprinkled outside of London that are, aging, and then the next generation, so I've never met. And one good friend who moved to Manchester a few years ago, but I don't know why I'd want to go there other than see him. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, my day will come. I'll be back. Yeah. For now, I'll just have to enjoy the successes that we're having and laughing at Spurs this afternoon.
Isn't that great?
Wonderful. God, that brought a little joy into my day. You can't open up Facebook without seeing the hilarious memes of Mark Noble laughing like an 8-year-old that people keep, the Let's All Laugh at Tottenham one where he's just giggling like a little boy. It's so awesome.
It is awesome. It was that and the Sufal memes that I really loved against Aston Villa. They were great.
Yes.
Yeah, with him against Grealish. I mean, those were my by far favorite memes, but it's definitely great to see the ones coming out against the Spurs. I mean, anytime we have memes with the Spurs, it's a great day. And I love sending them to my father. So if anyone has any good ones, to throw them onto my Twitter or Instagram, because I will send him the boatload of them all.
We'll have to find the one that's a chicken standing on a beach ball. I don't know where that one went. I have it somewhere.
Yeah, that would be great. So how are you feeling, talking about Noble, how are you feeling about his upcoming retirement?
Well, we all know it's time, and I'm just glad he's going to do it with class and respect and, have some sort of a farewell tour. I mean, he doesn't see the field much anymore, but, he's going to have an amazing place in history, and there'll always be a home for him there. He'll join the coaching staff in some form, we all imagine and hope, and You can't not love Mark Noble. Come on.
Yeah. It's funny. He's on my he's on the program from the game that I went to. And it makes me so sad, knowing that he's going to retire. So I really do hope that he has a program on the sideline, because, that is such a big part of my memory for him being a part of the team. But I know for everyone else, he is, Mr. West Ham. He is.
Sure.
So
yeah,
it's going to be really hard to see him go.
Definitely.
So who would you say is your favorite player on the team currently?
Well, currently, I'm getting very excited because my favorite player is the one and only Arthur Masuaku, and I cannot wait for him to return. I just love me some Arthur, and I'm so glad we finally found a way to use him effectively. With that, occasionally with that 5 at the back or whatever, it gives him the opportunity to play a little more upfield, a little more attacking, and still contribute on defense. He was just starting to really come into his own when he got hurt. So I'm really psyched for him to return. But also, you can't not love our 2 new Czechs. They're just, the way they play the game is just something to be proud of, both of them. It's awesome. Just the love, the spirit, the way they've jumped right in and become one of us. And, they give you 150 minutes every week. It's just unreal how they do it.
Oh. He's excited too. He's excited about that team spirit.
Definitely.
I've been very impressed with the way everyone's come together. It's been exciting to watch. I mean, who would have thought after the season we had last year that we would be this far? So it's definitely very exciting to see us come together and really work together. I'm interested to see how Masuaku does coming back. I do feel like he was starting to get his momentum before he got injured. I know Wally here in Philly will be very excited because he loves singing the Masuaku chant. So with that, do you have a favorite chant? And you get bonus points if you can sing it.
Oh man, the Arthur chant is definitely one of my favorites, and I was big behind the Dimitri Payet, the one for a while there, the country song there. Which one was it? I can't even remember because I tried to block it out. But I love Arthur Masuaku. He is better than Lukaku. Arthur never gives the ball away.
Yeah, that's right. Molly will be very excited.
Love me some Arthur. We're just doing so well now. I just hope we can get him on the field. It's like there's so many guys now who deserve playing time. It's like hard. Like Ben Rama needs to be out there. And Fornells, although it sounds like he's a little more banged up now, it's hard to get all these guys in the game. But I mean, Arthur was he was starting to come into his own. Yeah, that's right. The wingback, that's my favorite position too. So I love it. Go, Arthur.
Many people that I know. Tebow, finally somebody gets bonus points.
Sweet dude, thanks.
I've yet to have anyone sing on the show. We've had a couple people kind of muddle through some things, but you by far are the first. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Wally, I knew you would love that.
Thanks, Wally.
So, Mark, a lot of people are hating on Masuaku in the chat. It's interesting. I think Masuaku really had a tough time. I was ready to trade him until he started to turn a corner. So it is.
Just had to use him right. He's got the massive dribbling skill, but he was just being played so defensively that every time he got upfield and used it, he was a liability at the back. So we rearranged things a little bit so he doesn't have to cover back quite so much.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely make something out of him. I think he's got some skills.
And I think we're stronger now. The communication has gotten a lot better. So he can definitely be a better contributor. Okay, it's only James hating on Masuaku. And Charlie says real hammers do chants. Okay, well, I'm a real hammer and I haven't sang yet. I promise I will, but not until Charlie Boy gets on the show. So Charlie, you still owe me. You're like 4 or 5 weeks behind now. What's the team you like to beat most in the Prem? And I'm assuming it's probably the Spurs since we just talked about them.
Yeah, it's always the Spurs, but man, Chelsea really burns my ass. I'm sorry. I just would love to stick it to them. I don't know. Something about Chelsea bothers me just as much, if not more. It depends on the day, I guess.
We definitely have a lot around here, and they can be quite irritating. So I totally get that. Wally, yes, okay, you're coming.
Nice, Wally.
Frederick's chant. I got quite the lineup the next couple weeks with everyone singing.
So speaking of Chelsea, what's your opinion? Do we want Tammy Abraham or not?
I do. You think no?
I do too. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was going to say.
I think it would be a good get. I think it'd be a great get. What does everybody else think? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, chat. What do you guys think about it? Do we want him? Yeah, Charlie, come on down to Stowe's. I'm trying to get Mark to get us together this weekend because the weather's supposed to be nice, but we'll see. And looking forward to some hammer shots, guys.
That's one thing I miss about living out in the sticks is gathering with everybody. I used to do it when I lived in Boston in college for rugby games early on weekend mornings. And yeah, it's nice to be able to gather out down the pub together. It's good stuff.
Yeah, you really played the real kind of football. Whew. That is intense. I don't know how you could do that. I mean,
hence the back surgeries 20 years later.
I was going to say, is that what contributed to that? I mean, my body is already breaking down, and that's just from playing soccer all my life.
Right. Doc says I can start doing that again this summer, so I'll be back. Yeah, see, there's one for Tammy. I just think he'd be playing with such a chip on his shoulder and such a vengeance if he went to another London club that he'd be like lights out next year.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that would be a great addition. He'd bring a lot of energy. So, all right, everyone's gonna come and sing on the show. That's great. So if you were to play a spot on the team, what position would you play? Now, I don't know if you've ever played proper football, but
it's been a long time. Up until the age of like 13, when I got to high school, I switched over to rugby. But if the games I play now, it's kind of, pickup football. So it's anywhere from 3 a side on a bad day to like 8 or 9 a side at most. So we don't always have proper positions, but like a wingback type thing kind of suits my game. I'm definitely a defender and a hard tackler, but I do like to take off and go marauding up the wing and launch crosses into the box and that kind of thing. So that's why I like Arthur and I like Vlad, and to say some nice things about guys on other teams. I like to watch like Kyle Walker play and guys like that.
So you like more of that scrappy kind of body strength. Surprising.
Yeah. I can't dribble to save my life, so I just need to go like racing down the wing and then cross the ball. I can't maneuver in traffic at all. So
that's funny. All right. So which kit do you like the best, and is it a home or away kit?
It's funny. My wife got my son and I both away tops for Christmas this year, because we had commented that we really liked the brightness of that light blue. I also own a much older home kit myself from about, I don't know, maybe a dozen years ago. I've got one. I'll tell you the kit we went in, of course. The kit that I own, my home kit that I own, it'll date me by telling you it's got a number 13 with Boa Morte on the back. So that's how old that jersey is.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I think I'm due for a new home kit soon too. But I like that away kit. The brightness of the blue is pretty cool.
It is a nice kit. I am definitely eyeballing the third kit this year. I've not gotten it yet, so I'm gonna need some more get-togethers for us to watch games so I can get a new kit. It's like an excuse. Hey Brooklyn, I'm gonna need to get you on the show with the baby in a new kit. So let's work on that. All right. Here's a tough one. Apple pie or meat pie?
Ooh, Haven't got my hands on a good meat pie in a long time, but I would definitely prefer one.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've had a good one, like it is so worth it. T, it's funny. I saw a leaked away shirt.
Ooh, no, I haven't seen that.
Actually,
That sounds cool.
said it was fake because of the way it was edited. So I thought that was interesting too, because I kind of was wondering what was going on with that. And I know a lot of people didn't like it. It was almost like a mustardy gold. So I definitely think that there was some sort of adjustments made to that. Oh man, Mark, your first jersey was Arnautovic. Woo, wow. That's rough. Are you the one on eBay selling it for $30? There's someone out there.
I wonder what I could get for my Boa Morte then.
Yeah. And I know Tim, the head of our network, has been debating buying it. Charlie Boy agrees, meat pie all the way.
Yeah, meat pie.
All right. So right now, who frustrates you the most in the squad?
Oh man. Does the skipper count? When he
yeah,
just, it's a common refrain. A lot of people said it, but if he had the stones to put an attacking team on the field the other day, I think we would have beat United. But as far as a player, I think the inconsistency of Diop, just because he's got such talent and we don't see it every day. I mean, sometimes it seems like he's thinking about what he's going to have for dessert after the game, standing in the box rather than picking up the guy moving through. But we all know on a good day, I mean, he can own the best striker and he can contribute on the attack. So he's a little bit frustrating, I would say.
I by far find him the most frustrating. I actually just had an interview with James the other day at Hammer's Chats. And James, you should be pretty happy about this because I ranked his play about a 6 or a 7, I think. And James ranked him about a 3. So I felt kind of bad, but I do agree. Like, he just is the most frustrating. And I know everyone in the chat here, harps on me because he's young. I just think that he tends to sit back on his heels and he, waits to make his move. He waits till the ball's kicked to go ahead and cover. So that for me is the most frustrating thing. Because
he just loses the guy cutting far too often for somebody playing at that level. He's got tremendous physical ability and, that stretch he's got with the height and the long legs, he can make up for his mistakes a lot of times, but not always. So he's a little tighter, just tighten up his game a little. And it might come with time.
Absolutely. I hope it does. I really do. I thought by now he would have picked up on it. And I would have thought the coaches would have been all over him for it. But we'll see.
Kind of glad we didn't sell him right now, but I mean,
yeah.
Thank God for Dawson in the long
it's
run.
great. He was another one I was looking at, to sell early in the season. But I think that, obviously with Agbana being injured.
Right. Yeah. The hindsight, thank our lucky stars that Dawson's done what he's done.
Yes. So if you guys want to check out the review, I did a review on Hammers United or Hammers vs. United on Wednesday, and that's on YouTube under Hammers Polls. A lot of fun. And James is looking for more individuals here in the U.S. to jump on his show and give post-game reviews. So if you're interested in that, contact myself or James at Hammers Polls. He does a phenomenal job, like Wally said. James is a great interviewer as well. So would you prefer an FA Cup or top 4 finish?
Ooh, man. I think a top 4 finish would be, if an FA Cup were still possible, even a top 4 finish would just be amazing. It's just from the depths we've been at to reach those heights, and then obviously the excitement of European football. But there are those who say no, because we're just going to be exhausted and trying to play European football because we don't have the depth and we'll blow the league the year after. So, but I still think it would be just far too exciting to get into Champions League.
Yeah. I don't know. so what I really enjoy talking about on my channel is obviously West Ham, but the second best thing is food. And Doritos just popped up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want Doritos, guys. And I see that there's new guacamole Doritos.
What?
It's a new flavor. I haven't seen that here in the US. I've had the sweet chili, which I enjoy. I think it's spicy sweet
guacamole
chili.
flavor sounds fantastic.
Yes. Oh, here you go for post-match reactions. You can DM me or Fatboyfever16, Hammers Polls. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Doritos. They're pretty great. They're up there. They're up there for me. All right. What about West Ham do you love?
Oh man, what's not to love? It just the spirit, the energy, the family, the always the scrappy underdog who sticks together kind of feeling. It just, even when you lose, you never say die. It's just going to fight again another day, and it just feels good. It's just wish it would be so nice to be there and to share in that spirit and camaraderie with others and be surrounded by it. I love my life here in the mountains, this rural existence that I built, but there's certain things about being amongst the group and that spirit of people pulling together that I miss for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, which is why we had to make a group here, or had to find a group here to do all of this, because Saturday and Sunday are so much better when you have everyone getting together. James wants to know if you've ever eaten pie and mash. James, I swear that's your favorite question.
I have eaten pie and mash, actually. Not in the UK. I actually had it at a British restaurant. I can't remember what it was called. That my Nana loved down in Florida, near where she lived when she was still around, toward the later years of her life. I don't even remember which town it was in. They lived in Boca Raton, somewhere in Palm Beach County. There was an English restaurant that we used to go to when we went down to visit from time to time, and I had my fish and chips and my pie and mash for sure.
I have not had pie and mash. I think that's the one thing I did not cash in on when I was over there. So I'll eventually have to do that. Mark wants to get a cup. I know. It would be exciting. And yes, I have fed the dog, guys. I gave him a bone earlier before we got on the show, and I don't know, he just gets so excited.
He just wants to be on.
I know. Hey, Peach. Good to see you. All right. So what do you hate the most about the team right now?
Oh man. I feel like we're so close and there's just something missing that I can't put my finger on, and that's what it is. I mean, because one day it seems like there's one problem and the next day it seems like there's another problem, and we're just that club that's destined to never quite get there, to finish one step short, forever it seems. Because there's always one, we just come up a hair short, What if Diop's header actually went on net the other day, little things like that. If, but I think we'll be saying if for our entire existence. I think we're born to be that way. So that can be really frustrating. Yeah, it'd be nice to bask in the sunlight once upon a time. It would be good for us. Our day will come, I hope, but who knows?
Yeah, once upon a time.
I went through it as a New York Rangers fan, got my one Stanley Cup, and then, now on to the next. That'll never happen.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Especially for us here with being Eagles fans. We got our big moment in the sun.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying. Yeah.
And now victory tastes so good and we want more. Just like Ash, we want more. We want more. All right. So who would you say is like the one player that you hate to go up against? You see that person on the roster and you're like, oh, we got to play so-and-so.
Well, I want to say Harry Kane just because we love to hate him so much. but we've really handled him so well lately. My most feared and at the same note, kind of most respected like opponent in the league right now is Bruno Fernandes. Every time I see that guy, I'm like, oh man, I wish we had him. He has just got such a complete game, and he's just so calm and cool in the crowd and under pressure, and he just makes things happen out of nothing. And I'm like, that's the one guy who truly scares me. I'm like, and we actually handled him really well the other day, so I was really impressed with that. We played a great defensive game overall. We had nothing to be ashamed of. But in general, just watching Bruno, it's like, wow, that guy is like something about him.
I think that's part of the piece that we're missing. It's that calm, cool. When we're under pressure, it's, there are parts of the game that we tend to distribute and sit back and take our time. And then there are other times where we need to attack and we don't. And even when we do attack, we can't finish. So those are the keys that we, really need to focus on. And I'm hoping Moyes is doing that in practice.
Yeah, it's like, this really rock solid defense and counter thing can only work for so long. I mean, it's great. We're defending so well in general, but we're not producing quite enough goals. So we need a little bit more creating going on in the front end, which is why it gets a little frustrating to see Ben Rama locked on the bench so much. Cause he's the guy's got he's got a big pair, man. He'll go right in there and take chances. He's tough.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So for Ben Rama, why do you think he is on the bench at this point? Why don't you think Moyes has opted to start him?
Well, you read all these little things, these little comments. Moyes says Ben Rama needs to do this and needs to do that, in order to solidify his position. Well, first of all, it's a really crowded lineup right now. It is kind of hard to get a Fornals and a Lingard and a Bowen and a Ben Rama. You almost like hope somebody's injured to make the selection process easier. But I think Moyes is just overall a little more calm and cautious of a manager and is not quite so comfortable with some of the chances that he takes, whereas the rest of us are like, yeah, let's see somebody shake it up, and it's great to see him get out of there, go forward with such confidence.
Yeah. Do you think that he will put Ben Rama in to start against Arsenal on Sunday?
I think that would be awesome. I would love to see it. I still think he's got something against him, or he's not comfortable with him yet. But I'm really hoping that he listened to some of the whining that went on about the United game, where everybody in the world's comment was, oh my God, we were so much of a better game when Ben Rama and Lanzini came on. We were a much better team. I mean, we defended really well, but all of a sudden we were exciting and we put them on their heels. And why can't we do that out of the gate? So maybe he'll start to hear that eventually.
I hope
and with Fornals hurt, that only helps his case. That's another available spot.
Right. I did see a meme out there, how many games we've actually won with Ben Rama in versus not. And so
yeah, I saw that.
Time before he recognizes he needs to just
numbers speak for themselves if that's true and accurate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope so too. And I'm dying for him to get his first goal. I love him
exactly
as a person. And I think that, he's really brought a lot of good energy to our team. So totally. I would love nothing more than for him to score and against Arsenal would be pretty phenomenal. Now they lost today and they're going to have to recover for Sunday. So it'll be interesting to see.
And they're not sure if they'll have Sacco either. I think I saw he may be out.
Right.
Which works in our favor.
What are you thinking for Sunday? Do you think we will pull ahead? What do you think the game's going to be like?
I think Lingard's chomping at the bit from having to sit out, so he's going to be like pressing to really make things happen. And yet to see Ben Rama or Lanzini in the lineup would be phenomenal, and I think it would be really, if we come out really hard on the front foot, I think we still have the strength to defend well behind it, and we should just take it right to them and not be afraid and be a little more aggressive.
I think we need to come out guns a-blazing because honestly, we are not a good second half team.
No.
If we're not up and we're not winning in that first half, we are going to struggle. So I think that he should get them out there right away. I'm hoping with Ben Rama and, oh my goodness, you just said his name and now I can't think.
Lanzini.
No, not Lanzini. Jesse Lingard.
Oh, Lingard, yeah, sure.
Yeah, getting him out there at the beginning, I think would be, crucial for us to just get a goal right off the bat. And like you said, he's hungry. He didn't get to play.
And he's pumped. He just got the England call up too, so he's really flying high.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I think that's
And the next thing is getting it to be a done deal so we can keep him.
Yeah, I agree. That would be great. Okay, so if you had a time machine to go back into any point of time to watch a player or a certain match in the club, who would you go see? What game would you see? Where would you be? Tell us all about it.
Well, I'd love to go back again to the game that I actually did go to, just to remember it again, that specific game. But any time to see Bobby Moore do his thing would have been awesome. Just to see that whole in awe. He's the Mickey Mantle, the Ted Williams of English soccer. Just to see that guy, just to walk to walking God and play the game the way it was meant to be played would have been something else.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list too. The last game with the Bolin, seeing Bobby Moore. A
few laughs out of Carlton Cole would have been nice.
Yeah.
It was always great to see him happy on the field. And same with Angie Carroll. I mean, let's face it, he was a donkey, but he was our donkey, man. And when he was out there, he gave 110%. And to watch him work hard and get excited when he scored a goal was always a fun thing.
Yeah. It's just watching that kind of football that, makes us who we are. That's, why we are West Ham. And we have the West Ham way. Those are the players that make us that. And so seeing them would be great. Oh, James. Yeah. So James doesn't think Moyes did a good job on Sunday against United. What do you think about that too? Do you think Moyes should have had a different lineup? We should have done something.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I agree with James for sure. I think we give these big clubs way too much respect. Look at us. We're a big club now, the way we're playing, folks, so why do we have to be in awe of Man United and go out and sit back and park the bus and play this defensive lineup? I mean, once again, we love our Mark Noble, but he had no business in the starting lineup. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he didn't.
He's good for his 20 minutes late in the game to seal it, or when we need a little spirit and a little pick me up. Yeah, that's right. He's our donkey, though, right, Foshizi? Well, now he's Newcastle's donkey, but
that's right.
But,
no one else is
Moyes got the lineup wrong. When Ben Rama starting would have made that a totally different game. Would have brought that energy right out of the gate.
And this is the story that I love the most. Thibaut told me about when his dad took him to see a game at the Boleyn and being on the chicken run, and he had to stand on a box because he was so small. Like, I can't imagine.
That's awesome.
Close to all the players and being such a small child. And
the chicken run, the days of the chicken run.
Like, they would sweat on you. That's how close you were. If only we could get that close again. That would be
right. But we've got that cool bubble machine now.
They won't let us Philly folk that close, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We'd be throwing batteries or something.
I wasn't going to say it. I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We've accepted our heritage here. Exactly. All right. So in Vermont, what would you say if someone were to come to Vermont to watch a game? What would be like the best thing for them to eat in your town, or like what is known, like what you should go eat if you're going to go to Vermont?
Well, it's interesting. Well, where I live right here in central Vermont, we're kind of a little beer mecca and we've got fabulous restaurants, but we've got like a really thriving craft brew community. Lawson's Finest Liquids, which is one of the, really well-known brewery in the U.S., is right here in Waitsfield in our town. Great, terrific brewery. And, The Alchemist, which produced the famous Heady Topper, which was all the rage a few years ago, is right up the road as well. We've got a bunch of other really high-end, thriving craft beer bars in this area. So it's really a great beer drinking community. but there's definitely, gourmet pub fare to go with all of these places. That's a lot of fun. We've got some great wood-fired pizza joints around here that we have a lot of fun. There's some good Mexican food in town. There's a lot of great places to go. We're just waiting for this Corona stuff to be over so we can all do it together again.
Yeah.
We're easing back into this spaced out thing, but it's not the same.
Yeah, we have a lot of beer drinkers in our crew. I don't know that they'll be up in Vermont anytime soon, but Tim is the head of our network, and he's not too far. He's over there outside of Boston. So,
Nice.
Maybe you guys will meet up and
Sure. Come on up.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing in the winter and even better in the summer.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. I don't think I could go up there in the winter. It's a little too cold here for me.
We're almost out of the woods, so to speak, on that. A couple more days.
I know. I can feel it. We just got to push through this week, and then we'll be back at it hopefully again.
Yeah. Get that snow off the field so we can start playing soccer again.
So what do you think it's going to look like for the rest of the season? Do you think we'll be able to maintain top 5?
Gosh, it's going to be really, really close. I mean, I know that's a cop-out of an answer, but, everybody sits there and they look at the remaining fixtures and try and predict, okay, this many points from this one, this many points from that one. I have a funny feeling that we're gonna finish 5 or 6. I don't think we're gonna get 4. I don't think we're quite there, but 5 or 6 would be so much to be proud of.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't think that we will end up in top 4. I think last week I predicted we will get an additional 18 points. So looks like you have a fellow fan following on Facebook.
Hi, Lisa. What's up? My sister down in Connecticut.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in that 5th, 6th position, which, is quite a big jump from last year. I mean,
Totally.
Bullets there at the end,
right.
Especially after shutdown and not knowing what the league was going to do and carry.
God, that was scary.
Cancel it. Oh, what a mess.
Yeah, to pack it up with us in the relegation spot would have been just perfect. I'm glad it didn't turn out that way.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. And for us, it would have been so detrimental to, go back down. So, we definitely don't want to be looking at that. All right. So here's another important question. And I ask this on every one of my shows because to me, it's the most important. Pizza or tacos?
Ooh. Oh God, that's a tough one. I guess it depends on who's pizza and who's tacos, but generally, I guess you can get hurt less with pizza.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So who currently is playing, you think, the best for us?
I mean, Dawson's confidence grows every week. I mean, he looked like he was going to be an excellent spare part, and now all of a sudden we can't live without him. And he's just out there with that smile on his face every week. He's played, fabulous defense, and all of a sudden goals are coming too. And, he seems like you just look at him. He just seems like a genuinely good guy, like the kind of guy you'd want to have a pint with afterwards and, to be your teammate. So, yeah, Dawson's really awesome. And of course, in Czech, I mean, oh my God, that guy is just an absolute warrior. Who would have thunk that?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite questions asked because right now I feel like it's so exciting that everyone has a different answer because we're looking so much better and more cohesive. And like, how can you not love a Sioux foul?
Right.
What Craig Dawson's doing. I mean, him saving the goal against Leeds 2 weeks ago. You were just like, where did he come from? It was amazing.
Right.
Oh, it's awesome. Mark, it's interesting to hear you say Sioux Czech. I would have thought you would have said more of a Sioux foul. Everyone's big up on Sioux Czech. I'm a Sioux foul fan, but everyone has really done well. I think Bowen for me has been the most frustrating.
Totally. He's got that blazing speed and we can't seem to get him the ball where he can finish.
Yeah, no, I know. And he really started out well, I thought, right after we shut down.
Look, Moise is here.
Yeah. So, guys, I mean, David Moyes is here watching our show.
Dude, Ben Rama, come on, get him out there.
Exactly. Oh, Tebow, thank you. You would get Sufal. Yeah, I am. I'm all about it. So
all good choices.
That they're working together.
What are you guys thinking about the Czech striker that we're eyeing, their old buddy over there?
Oh, I want him. I'm like, yes, bring it on.
And that's the good thing about finishing higher up the table. People actually might be more likely to come to us. It's kind of nice. It's good for our shopping, especially when we don't have a lot of money.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be difficult to see what occurs over the next couple weeks. Fern. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks, and who else we decide we want to purchase. Mark says more Czechs. I can't disagree with the way that they play and their passion.
Ooh, 150. God.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're starting to make me listen a little bit. The guy who says not for any price, but once you get over 100, it's hard not to listen. We could buy a lot with 150.
Yeah, it's hard because
really hard.
Priceless. I just wonder who would be.
On the other hand, Rice and Souček side by side for the next X number of years, that could be like legendary. So I don't know.
It would be legendary. We have a lot of decisions to make, and I hope that, they do it with the best interest for us long term and not to line their pockets there.
Yeah, absolutely.
David Moy says he's persuading Dawson to sign in the summer.
I don't think you even need to persuade him, right? Isn't his clause triggered in 2 more games or something?
Yeah. Yep. It would be great. It would be great. Him and Jesse Lingard.
Good on you, Moisey.
Yeah, Mark, I compared it to the unity of the Philadelphia Eagles 2 years ago. I mean, they really just seem to be working together well, communicating. And
they're out there dying for each other. That's what it's all about.
They believe in one another.
Those are the teams that are successful.
Yeah, they got each other's backs. I love it. I mean, how can you not love a team like that? And even more so when they're, winning and converting on things. I would be thrilled if we made it top 4. Top 5, I'll still be happy. But, I think this team is worth more. I just hope that Moyes will wake up and play Ben Rama and get Jesse Lingard up top. And, let's start scoring some goals. I think this is where we're at right now. We've put the work in, and now it's time to cash out on it. Okay, so in your best British accent, give me your game prediction against Arsenal. What the score is. What you think the score will be.
Can I just go like that?
Yeah. All right, that works. So Jay thinks
we're
we got
the Gooners 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
What Hammers?
I'm feeling it. Lingard coming back with all fired up after a week off to have at least one, if not both of those.
Yeah, that would be incredible. All right, guys. Well, it sounds like everyone, everyone was jumping in tonight. They had a great time, and David Moyes even showed up.
It was awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Love you, Dave. I mean, they're excited.
So is this the gang that shows up in the pub in Philly to watch matches with you guys, or are these people from all over the place?
We have people from all over. Foshizi's in London. James Fever's in London. Kieran, I think, is in Australia. Wally, Philly. Tebow, London.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Peach is in Canada.
Nice.
So everybody from pretty much all over, and they pop in pretty much every Tuesday. And then we have a show on Wednesday, which is West Ham Wednesdays, where Lee does a recap of the game that went on that week, and people just jump on and kind of give their comments. So welcome to the family. And
thanks. Great to be here. I'd love to join you guys more.
Yeah, absolutely. We will definitely have you come on. And so everyone loved you, and we'll get you on another show here. And if not, we will get you. Yep, we bigged up Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
I'm
just an hour away from the border. I feel you.
That's right. That's right. I know you like your beer. Well, I like my wine, and Canada has the best. So
outstanding.
Mark says he thinks it's going to be a 1-1. I don't know, Mark. I really think Lingard is going to come out hot. So I think we're going to have a 2-1 win.
I'm feeling a clean sheet. I think our defense is just so solid.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, Dalek thinks 2-1. Yeah, me too, Dalek. That's where.
Another 2-1.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited to see. I'm hoping we'll be able to get down together in Philly. As always, everyone is welcome to Stowe's. We hope to see you there. And thank you so much again, Dave. Everyone, remember to like and subscribe. And the last thing we say before we go is come on, you Irons.
Go on, Irons.
That's right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.